Hey guys, so I'm out here in my home, I'm just sitting in my space right now, and I'm thinking about everybody. It's getting close to the holidays, and I know a lot of people are feeling sad and lonely, and this past 6 months, year, it's been different for the whole world, and some of us are just trying to feel okay, and sometimes we're faking it. Sometimes we're actually feeling okay. Some of us are probably feeling great. That's great. But I'm shouting out and just you know having some empathy for anybody who's feeling extra lonely during these holidays, and you know feeling lost, or just needing a little something more than what they've been getting recently. So I was just going to share with you my morning ritual that I have for myself, my morning routine. And I feel like I've been practicing this for, not this particular ritual, but just this concept, this idea for, I don't know, 30 plus years maybe. Just the importance of having routine and ritual in your life. These things that flip a light switch in your being, in your mind, but in your heart, in your body, physiologically changing yourself, or reigniting yourself, or reminding yourself. So there's many things I've done over my life, but right now I have a sort of morning ritual that I do, and it starts sitting here on my yoga mat right now. It starts with movement and breathing. Yoga is really beneficial to me, and I like to go to the gym sometimes, but there's no gym right now. So yoga has been great for me to just breathe, move, stretch, keep my body, from stiffening up too bad on my old self, and but more importantly, breathing, just breathing deeply, really deeply in and out, and I'm really someone who sets intention while I'm doing this. It's a practice. It's a physical, but it's an emotional, mental, spiritual practice where I'm really concentrating or using my mind, really setting intention with my practice. Something that I like to do every morning. And then after that, well, as you see here, I have this altar, right? And so I like to set my yoga mat in front of this space that's a little sacred space to me, and I like to set up my home where there's lots of little sacred spaces. And really all that means is, an altar. What does that mean to you? To me, there's things on there that are reminders, and there's things on here that remind me of who I am. There's things that remind me of where I've been, and there's things that remind me of where I'm going. All of them are very important. And I was thinking earlier, man, I'd venture to say that where we're going is more important, because I'm somebody who's big in the manifesting metaphysics, right? And I call that buffalo medicine. Anyway, where we're going, however, my suggestion is don't go too far into where you're going, which prevents you from enjoying today. Okay? Being in the present moment is all it's all about, because that's what we have. We have to be happy today. We have to be happy right now. But what makes me happy is making practices like this that also help me to remember who I am, and the commitments that I've made to myself, and the life that I'm living, and the life that I want to continue to live, and retweak to make it better every day. So that's what this whole thing's about. And so these are some of my reminders. I have shells that remind me of my ancestral homeland of Borican, Puerto Rico. I have things from ceremonies that I've used for many, many, many years, and some gifts that were given to me through some of them ceremonies. Currently, I even have this cedar laying down, this green cedar. I just did that this morning. I went outside and I was breathing, and I picked it, and You know, it's the holiday season, bring a little green in the home, but it's fresh, it's green, it's still living. And this is in our ceremonies, this is what we use also to smudge or to purify the space, similar to what people do to burn sage. We use cedar oftentimes as well. And so this I'll just leave out while it's nice and soft and green, and again, it creates a sacred ceremonial space to me, and it's fresh. And then when it dries, I can just put it in a bag. We can use it for ceremonies. And so, you know, all these things. I might light a little sage, whatever I want to do. And again, just if you create an altar for yourself, if you have an altar for yourself, I think the most important thing is, you know, having things that make you feel good, having things that remind you of who you are and where you're going. And so that's that. And oftentimes after my yoga practice, I'll pull out here. This here is my little meditation chair, and I like to just kneel down like that, put my legs in between here, and just really sit there, close my eyes, and I'll just call it be with myself, because there's so many different practices. And I would suggest that if you have a practice and you're sort of following a rule book, so to speak, or something that you've read or you've learned, watch it. Because this is all the time you have. Don't end up being discouraged because you're sitting here thinking, oh man, they told me to clear my mind and I can't clear my mind, and I'm not doing it right, or whatever these thoughts that go through our head that actually make us leave our sacred space discouraged. What's the point of that, right? You know, so we're here, and I'm here to be with myself, just to be comfortable with myself. We're all getting a lot of that the past 6-10 months, and sometimes we get fed up with it, but there's many ways to do that. So when you take time to do that, yeah, it can be a mind clearing practice. It could just be a prayer practice, asking for help from the universe or God or whatever you believe in, or something outside of ourselves to give us a helping hand in this life that we live here, and also, of course, in service to help others, you know. And it could be that, but it also could just be sitting. And again, like, yeah, I remember when I got this bowl here, or oh, this experience that I had here, oh, this reminds me of that time where I was, you know, at this beautiful sacred place. And then these memories give you a sense of inner peace, and to just be with that, to just be alone and to be with that experience. So that's, to me, an important part of, you know, my morning, is to take time to do these things and to, you know, set these intentions and to have a peaceful space to start. And that's also an ideal time where oftentimes I will then mosey on over to my musical instrument. So this is all before business, before anything else. And if you have children and you have a busy life and that may get in the way, you know, you might have to work a little harder than I do these days to find and create that sacred space, but communicate with the people around you, your children, your family, and create that space for yourself. If it means you have to get up extra early, maybe do so. Mornings are great for me. Maybe evenings are great for you. Maybe mid-afternoon, you know, after you get home from work and before dinner, you find a little time out. Maybe there's a sauna, maybe there's a walk you can go on. But finding that time to really be with yourself. Mornings are great for me because my mind is not full with the daily clutter, with all of the things that I acquire in my brain that I'm thinking about, you know, with business, with family, with friends, with people who are suffering, with all of these things that we deal with. When I wake up in the morning, that's my time to start this day the way that I want, which is the most ideal time for me to practice a musical instrument. And so I'm mostly practicing handpan now. I play flute, and y'all see my videos, right? So you see that I have my hands and my mouth on many flutes all the time, and sometimes it's just demoing, sometimes it's just really playing and looping the handpan and playing a nice melody or whatever. But this is ideal. Oftentimes I go to the handpan at this time, and I also suggest leaving these instruments out in the open. Don't leave them in your closet. Don't leave them in the bag over somewhere. Yeah, you might have to put it up so the dog doesn't chew it or so your kids don't knock it over. But if you leave your instrument out in the open space, then as you walk by it, even if it's for a minute or 5 or 15, you can pick that up and practice with it. I highly suggest that. And again, like maybe make that part of your morning ritual or whatever, because that's when I'm the most clear, that's when I'm the most inspired, and that's when I can really enjoy the practice the most. So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope that maybe it inspires you to create a sacred space for yourself and to do something with yourself. And wishing all of you all the best during the holiday season and just in your lives in general. Take care of yourself.